shoulders in the gym. It's around 4:30 a.m. It's still dark outside. The plan is to go into the gym, get the workout done, go back home in time for the prayer. Before I continue, thank you very much for the support. And you know how the algorithm works when it comes to the social media platforms. Please do like, share, let me know how the sessions are, what you think about the workouts, whether you've tried them before and how it's been for yourself. Just love to hear back from you guys, so do comment. Otherwise, subscribe, because there's going to be a lot of projects on this social media platforms. My job as a healthcare professional is to bring you guys the absolute evidence-based information whilst getting you guys to do the right stuff in the gym, so therefore you guys stay injury-free. You get most out of your workouts, you enjoy your gym sessions. At the same time, it doesn't become a burden, more of a lifestyle instead. So do hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you very much for joining my session. I appreciate all the support and the love. Thank you, and I'll see you guys inside. It's just messy here all the time. Just getting it all out of my way. Still eating. Doesn't matter. My creatine is holding the camera up. Bismillah. When you hold it close grip, that's for your biceps. So I've done one back, the pull up just now. And now I will do the close grip just for the biceps. Good. So let's get the show on the road. Just gonna leave this t-shirt here. So the first workout, too heavy. Sixes. I mean, look, the weight's all over the place. I'm looking for some sixes. The 6 here. 6 there. Okay guys, so just give me a second. I'll go get the right weight. All right, so I thought let me give it a theme, something to talk about throughout my gym session. And I think it would be a good idea for me to talk about sort of oh my God. Okay, so you know what guys? We will move to the other side. Is the camera correct? I think so. Okay. So what can we do here? So the first workout, I'm going to be focusing on the rear delts. There you go. Set the correct. Yeah, so the first workout we're just going to be focusing on the rear delts. And this is one of my favorite ones. It's probably my favorite shoulder workout. Now, since you guys see me make a lot of videos about weight loss, let's talk about weight loss whilst I complete my shoulder session. Obviously you can't work and talk at the same time. It uses up a lot of energy. Okay, so that's one done. Now, am I wearing a vest to show off? Yeah, I would say so. I'm wearing a vest. Am I showing off my body? Yeah. But this is part of the game, no? This is part of the game. You want to be, because what it is that you guys see me make a lot of videos talking about weight loss, covering medical aspects of health, or looking at the medical side of health, and mentioning a lot of things to do with your cells and weight loss and how to lose weight, and talking about the science. But I wanted to show that I am a man of action, and I don't ignore myself. I work on my own self. I work on my own body. I try to maintain a good body myself, or I try to maintain my own body, you know? So what's the point of all this knowledge when you can't apply it? And what I'm showing to you guys is that whatever I teach you, or whatever I go through with yourself, or the things that I upload, or the content that I create, I apply to myself. So yeah, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I want to show that everything that I talk about I apply to myself. And the reason for that is because there's a certain verse in the Quran, and the verse goes, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا لم تقولون ما لا تفعلون. O you who believe, why do you say such thing that you do not do yourself? So I take that verse literally. I mean, I'm not a scholar or anything like that, but I take that verse literally and I apply it to myself, and I want to maintain that throughout my practice as a physio, as a sports therapist, as a functional medical practitioner, as a nutritionist. Within my expertise of weight loss or nutrition or performance, if I'm teaching about something, I have to apply it to myself. So I literally live my work. I literally do what I preach. So, and the reason for that, because part of that verse, it also says, كَبُرُ مَقْتًا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَن تَقُولُوا مَا لَا تَفْعَلُونَ. I don't want to sort of misrepresent this verse, but from my understanding, the part afterwards, Allah hates those who say what they do not do. So yeah, I take these verses literal, and as a Muslim, I try to do my best to follow the verses as much as I can. Bismillah. Personal trainer, yes. Bodybuilder, no. I'm trying to look after my health. Majority of my nutrition is done through food. Otherwise, a few things that I take. Creatine, my favorite. One of the most researched things out there. Absolutely safe. Even babies are allowed certain dosages, but of course, always seek your medical practitioner's advice before you listen to anything online. I'm not saying for mothers and their fathers to start feeding their children creatine, like, here baby, take this. No. What I'm saying is that it's absolutely safe. I'm just trying to emphasize on the safety of creatine. It's one of the most safest things out there, and absolutely fantastic for what it can do for you. And to put it in simple terms, what creatine does is that conversion of ADP into ATP in your muscles. ATP is energy. That's all you need to know. ATP is energy. And what creatine does, or what happens, is that when the ATP or the energy gets used by the muscle, since we're working it needs to be replenished. And once it's used, it converts, so ATP, once it's used, once this energy is used in the muscle, it converts to ADP. What creatine does is that it converts the ADP back to ATP, so therefore the muscles are able to use it to keep going. That's what creatine does for you. It helps with that conversion of ADP back to ATP in the muscle, so therefore you have more energy in the muscle to keep it going, so help it keep it working, and there's more chances of development like that. That is the role of creatine. And I like to use Create Pure or Creatine Pure creatine. Okay. As well as using creatine, I like to use protein, and my protein is whey protein, but it's from a grass-fed source. Now, can you mix creatine with protein shakes? Yes, you can. That's what I do. Not always, but that's what I do. Absolutely safe. Just make sure that you drink plenty of water throughout the day, or if you can get your hands on electrolyte water, then do so, because that allows the body to really utilize the fluids that's coming in So therefore, it does hydrate the body well, and therefore hydrate the organs well. And this way, it can help with breaking down the proteins. And you know how the liver works. When it comes to protein, the amino acids, they get broken down. The amine has to be separated, and amine is one of those. It's from the ammonia group, and you don't want amine to be floating freely in your bloodstream because this is quite toxic. So therefore, the kidney converts into urea, and then through the kidney as well, that gets filtered, and through your bladder system or urinary system, it gets taken out of the body. So the kidney works hard in that sense to sort of help down with the conversion of amine into urea. So therefore, it's taken out of your body. What you also find is that there are certain enzymes that get elevated through the liver to break down the proteins and to help with the overall processing and using it. So it's important that your body is nourished and it's got all the hydration it needed to get this whole process going. So therefore, it's robust in the sense of utilizing the protein and at the same time utilize the creatine and helping the body to work with the muscles, feed the muscles, help the muscles keep going and grow the muscles at the same time. So that's what. So yeah, going back to what I was saying. So I take creatine, protein shakes, vitamin D, omega-3s. Yeah, I just keep my body hydrated really well. I focus on the food and making sure that I get good balance of everything, mainly. Am I in deficit? Yes, I do maintain a certain deficit below my maintenance, and that's because of my goal right now. Otherwise, yeah, I stay within some days about 1400 calories, other days 1600 or 1800 calories per day. My overall meals for the whole day, I try to maintain these kind of numbers. Yeah. Okay. So that was the now there are different variations of the face pulls you can do. But let me go with the rope, so I'll work with the rope. Otherwise, I know this is not the right bar, but you could use the barbell where you are sort of bending down. Where you are sort of in this motion, bringing it to your nose. You know what, I'm gonna go get a barbell just to show it to you guys. Okay. It's a killer workout, that. I think I'm going to stick to the face pulls. Let me tell you guys, when you hold it like this, you see a huge difference in the way you handle the rope. And you can see your range of motion is a lot better in targeting the deltoids. Oh. Not bad. Allahumma barik alayhi. Allahumma barik alayhi. And we all say Ameen. That's for myself. Allahumma barik alayya. On myself. Ameen. Sometimes
I'm not going to do it right now because the music and whatever is on is a bit annoying, but I like to recite Ayat al-Kursi upon myself before I come to the gym. Surah Nas, Surah Falaq, just to sort of protect myself from any evil, just to protect myself, because obviously everybody, sometimes you see people in the gym that's dealing with a lot of difficulties, and when they see an able body, especially if I'm like wearing a vest, or if I am sort of working out and lifting a certain weight, I just want to protect myself from all angles. So before I start my gym sessions, I like to recite Ayat al-Kursi and Surah Nas, Surah Falaq, just to sort of have that protection. And I know there's nothing greater than words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The dhikr Allah is greater than remembrance of Allah, and the verses for protection is greater than anything, above absolutely anything and everything. So therefore I know I'm fully protected. I can get on with my sessions and just do a good workout. Bismillah. It's good. So as you guys can see, people are starting to slowly come in. Don't want to be getting anybody in the camera who doesn't want to be in the camera. Of course, probably a lot of people in the gym don't want to be in the camera. But yeah, I want to get through these workouts. So I've done one. I'm going for my second one. Majority of your shoulder workouts, all you need, the cables. The cables. Majority of your shoulder workouts could be done using the cables. Otherwise, the dumbbells, Smith machine, weights along the dumbbells again to do the lovely traps. Yeah. Anyway, going back to the weight loss. So look, get yourself in the gym. Don't worry about your form. Don't worry about getting things right. Just do some form of resistance training for weight loss. Resistance training. As well as resistance training, do a bit of cardio, no problem. You can walk on the treadmill, don't run because it's going to hurt your joints. Especially if you're dealing with a lot of weight, do not run. It's going to really harm your joints. That repetitive loading through your joints, especially for your lower limb joints, is going to be crazy and it's going to be painful afterwards. And it's not something that's going to keep you motivated to keep coming back to the gym. So don't do it, okay? Instead, walking, that's fantastic. The incline, you can change the inclination of the actual treadmill. So go for more of a higher levels. At the same time, get in the gym. Use the assistance of other machines. You know, there are a lot of machines that will assist you and it will show you what that machine is for. So do those machines. Work with light weights, you know, so therefore you don't harm yourself, you don't injure yourself. Work with light weights, get the blood pumping, get the body warm, and that is enough for you. That is enough. Do that, but be consistent. Consistency is key. It's going to give you results no matter what. I mean, look, you can take an example of somebody who goes to the gym and doesn't go to the gym. The one who goes to the gym, it's going to get somewhere. Whereas the one who doesn't go to the gym, or doesn't do any forms of exercise, or doesn't get physically active, is not going to achieve anything. That's the bottom line truth. You don't need science, you don't need evidence, you don't need a journal to demonstrate that. So consistency getting yourself out there, walking, getting yourself into the gym. My favorite form of physical activity for weight loss is actually walking. Get yourself a pedometer. You have the phones that already has these things that counts your steps. 6,000, 7,000 throughout the day. Maintain that. And if you can do more, even better. Just do walking. You don't need to go to the gym. You want to come to the gym, you got to build muscle. Gym is for building muscle, building strength mainly. Can be used for weight loss, but it's mainly for building strength or muscle. So I'm here in the gym to build that. Whereas my weight loss, majority of it comes from outside of the gym. I mean, look, I talk about, or in terms of the research, when it comes to this whole idea of weight loss, it's always going to come down to calorie deficit, no matter what. If you think about all these shakes and medication, or all these kind of things that they use for diabetes as well, metformin, it suppresses your hunger. So therefore you end up eating less. So where's the weight loss coming from? Being in a calorie deficit. Ozempic, it also suppresses your hunger. So where does the weight loss come from? Calorie deficit. All these shakes that's meant to be for weight loss, what do? Suppress your hunger. Where does the weight loss come from? Calorie deficit. So how do you lose weight? Being in a calorie deficit. And if you think about being in a calorie deficit, there's a safe way of doing it. So safe calorie deficit is about being in that relative deficit where it's 1,000 calories or above. This doesn't hurt your metabolism. It doesn't reduce your basal metabolic rate. What it does instead is just really help you to burn the fat and lose the body fat, reduce the body fat percentage. And if it's something about maintaining, then maintaining that leanness or maintaining a low body fat percentage. But we don't have to be that extreme to go 1,000 calories. We can do more than that. Anything between 1,200 to 1,600 calories is plenty of food. And that will serve you to lose the weight. We don't need to be going over 2,000 because, especially for weight loss anyway, the only time I would say that, oh, you should start looking at 2,000 calories or more, that's when you're really trying to put on that muscle mass. And I would say majority of the nutrition will be then protein. And that's the reason you're going to be really gaining a lot of muscle, or that's the way you're going to be developing the muscle and supporting the muscle protein synthesis and really helping the body to get nourished and replenished. So therefore it keeps going, saves you from injuries and allows the body to develop and really grow. Whereas for normal individuals like myself and you, who's trying to maintain a certain weight and, you know, try to build some level of muscle and whatever. I mean, look, with my patients, I will modify their plan depending on what their needs and their goals are. So therefore they end up achieving that or maintaining something. But as a general understanding, if you want to maintain weight, you don't need to be eating 2,000 calories. You should be looking at relative deficit, and relative deficit is, for something like that, will be between 1,200 to 16, or even you can push it to 18 depending on your activity. But yeah, you don't want to be going into extreme deficit, and that is below 1,000 calories a day. Going into extreme deficit will alter your metabolism. It will alter your metabolism, and eventually you'll end up being in that survival mode where your body is, whatever comes in is going to be storing, and it's going to be storing it as fat. It works differently for different people. So what will happen is that some people will end up gaining the weight, others will end up losing a lot of muscle, because when the body is metabolically altered, it will switch from one energy source to other energy source. It will switch from one energy source to other energy source. What normally happens, lean tissue is something that is really calorically needed to run. So it does need a lot of calories to run in comparison to fats. So for the body to start utilizing calorie, it needs calorie. The body, when it's in that safety mode, it loves to store fats. So therefore you're going to start gaining more body fat whilst losing more lean tissue, because the body is gone into that mode metabolically where it's utilizing, or it's switched from one source of energy to other source of energy, and you don't want to be using lean tissue as energy because you're going to be burning muscle, ligament, tendon, and these are the things that really support your joints. And if you want to develop arthritis, there's your recipe. So don't be doing extreme deficits, because metabolically it will alter things, and your body will go into these modes where it's going to be utilizing the wrong source of energy. And it's not like the body doesn't know what it's doing. It knows what it's doing, but it's the fact that you are doing things that supports the wrong way for the body to function. So you don't want to alter the metabolism, and not to alter the metabolism, you have to stay away from extreme deficits. You don't want to be in absolute deficit. You always want to be aiming for 1,000 calories or more for relative deficit. So whenever you go into the gym, you have to also think about keeping the joints mobile and doing things that facilitates the movement or the mobility which is available at that specific joint. For instance, I'm doing the shoulder workouts. I want to focus on really taking the shoulder through the whole range and facilitating that movement through some resistance of the weights. So therefore, not only I'm developing the muscle, but I'm also working the joint to keep the joint nice and mobile, to improve the fluid, or to facilitate the fluid between the joints. You want to try and facilitate that, and through exercise, through the correct loading, through the correct movements, you will help to lubricate the joints, and this will keep it mobile. This will help with the overall, you could say, health of the joints, and really try and facilitate nice movements, and at the same time keeping it healthy, keeping it well, and helping you to sort of stay injury free, work for a lot longer, stay more mobile, and facilitate your everyday function. That's the importance of doing the, let's start with doing the right training in the gym. So we'll just keep this to the side. So as you can see, keep it functional. Yikes. My shoulders are burning. So, in terms of my reps and sets, I always try to go for minimum of 3 sets for different muscle group. So let me break it down. Throughout the week, I maintain 5 to 6 sessions a week. 5 to 6 sessions a week, working each muscle or muscle groups at least 2 to 3 times a week. In terms of my repetitions and my sets, My sets are generally nothing less than 3. Most of the time, 3 sets for each workout. In terms of my reps, nothing below 8, unless sometimes I feel that I'm fatiguing, so therefore I try push it to minimum of 6, but minimum 8. Most of the time, I'm doing 10. Now, for you to understand, okay, fine. For some people, it might be difficult to do this. You always have to work through your comfort, but try and push extra 3 past your comfort, if you want to look at it that way. So in terms of the repetitions, try work within your comfort and go beyond that comfort by 3 to 5. So for instance, use a certain weight. Let's say you've done about 6, but you still got about 3, 4 in the tank. Go through that, but don't go into failure. That is a nice way of looking at it without complicating things too much. So work within your comfort zone and just try and push about 3 to 4 or up to 5 beyond that comfort zone. Yeah, that's a nice way to look at it. But as for myself, 8 repetitions, 8 to 10 repetitions, sometimes 12, and 4 sets. That's what I do. And I try to work each muscle group 2 to 3 times a week. So I try to work each muscle group up to 3 times a week to get the most out of my session or sessions, and maintaining the muscle mass, and at the same time try to develop the muscle and really go through that muscle protein synthesis. Once again, try to go full range. Notice I'm using force. Yeah? I don't really go heavy unless I need to. Whether it's biceps or whatever, shoulders. Alright, so let's do one more set. Now you can combine this workout with a front raises as well. However, you could have combined the lateral raises with the front raises. However, for the front raises, I do prefer to use the cables. I do prefer to use the cables, which I will. And you've seen me probably do this workout in a separate video. However, we'll do it here. I'm not sure if the angle is going to be focusing. Bit of a bend is okay. Let's put it this way. Keep it wide. honestly, that's a killer. Heart to heart speaking, that workout is a killer. No, but in terms of what I do think is that many people, they come to the gym and make mistakes. They focus on the workouts that normally reveals them an injury, ruins joints. One thing you need to understand about the joints, if the cartilage within your joint gets damaged, you won't know until there's a full damage or proper damage. And so now I'm done with that session, guys. Subscribe for part 2, where I'll go through the whole sciences of the exercises, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed this session. Sorry to leave you on a cliffhanger, but I will be making another video, so subscribe, like, share, comment. You know how the algorithm goes. Just support me, support your boy Amar, support your healthcare professional. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this session. I hope you found it informative. I will be recording again and going through or continuing with what I was talking about in terms of the joints. So part 2 is coming up. Do subscribe, do share, do like. So thank you for the support, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.